Yellow Trailblazers, and welcome back to the channel and another Honkai Star Rail video. So right now I am out here on the streets of San Francisco as I plan to hang up Silver Wolf promotional posters around the city tonight. And my goal tonight is to basically just find a really high rooftop I can climb up so I can get a survey of the city and map out the best places to hang these posters. Now, honestly, I could just do this in Google Maps, but I honestly just like how anime it is to climb on top of a roof and survey a city, and I also just kind of like looking down on people I found recently. Silver Wolf is the most powerful trailblazer in all of Honkai Star Rail, and I really don't want to be wasting my time recording yet another video educating the public on this, as I've created multiple Silver Wolf videos already. Unfortunately, with the current rerun of Silver Wolf, there has just been a coordinated effort to smear this powerful trailblazer, and I've even seen people suggesting she needs a buff, which is just such a lack of respect for a trailblazer that literally not only broke the meta, but redefined how we win at this video game. Even Vars2 has recently made a video lambasting Silverwolf, and when Vars2 makes a video lambasting an anime mobile gaming hoe, you know that things have gotten out of hand in a major way. So first off, we need to realize that the unwarranted doom posting on Silverwolf is part of a bigger psyop of claiming Honkai Star Rail has this apparent power creep problem. So any trailblazer released early in the game, everyone claims is bad because, oh, obviously they have to be power crept. And I gotta say, in general, it's just been way too popular lately to cry on the internet about power creep in Honkai Star Rail. Like, I'm just so sick of people trauma dumping on how they cannot win at an anime mobile game, and then other people being supportive of that behavior. Like, one of the most viewed the power creep is a problem videos is just a guy crying that he cannot beat the overworld enemies in this video game.
The problem I really have is that because of the power creep, because of the new characters being stronger, because of the new sustain just shielding you from all of life's troubles, the new enemies that come out in the regular story content are much more difficult to the point where new players like myself and others are unable to actually get through a lot of the content. Normal enemies are dealing more damage than bosses. I am unable to grind certain relic domains because the enemies just kill me too fast. I know a lot of you say, oh, we'll just be relying on supports, but supports don't fucking help you through story. They only help you in relic grind.
And I implore you to watch that whole video. They just cry about how the story mode is so hard in Honkai Star Rail, and the comment section for that video is all supportive, like, oh, you can't beat the story of Honkai Star Rail, it's not your fault, it's the game's fault. And like, no, if you can't beat the story mode in Honkai Star Rail, it is your fault. You're just an idiot. It's not even a skill issue, it's a brain issue. And before I get people commenting, well, Yango, don't you lose at Wuthering Waves story mode enemies? And like, that is just fundamentally different. Wuthering Waves isn't a skill check game, rather it's a genetics check game. Me being too white and slow to win at a game, probably because my vision is bad from all the reading and math stuff I've done in my life, like that has nothing to do with skill. You even see Wuthering Waves rovers on the X platform bragging how their game's content can be soloed by a single rover, which just kind of proves my point that Wuthering Waves gameplay is never impressive. It's always just a display of genetic prowess. Meanwhile, in Honkai Star Rail, no trailblazer can do it alone. You need to have some basic strategy to win at this video game, and I'm not even glazing Honkai Star Rail here because honestly the game is still way too easy. Like, these clowns claiming Honkai Star Rail has a power creep problem would never last in Revy Starlight Relive, or really any anime mobile game. They wouldn't last in Arknights, they wouldn't last in Girls Front Line, they definitely wouldn't last in Heaven Burns Red. No roof access. Well, rules are meant to be broken. All right. Got that door open now. Shut that behind me so no one sneaks up on me. Anyways, I do think it's necessary I explain how power actually works in Honkai Gay Rail and how this all relates to Silverwolf being a necessity for your account. So let's say we have power on the y-axis and the patches over time are on the x-axis, and let's draw this out. First, March 7th, relatively powerful Trailblazer has dropped slightly off over time, so her power over time would look something like this. Next, let's take Himiko. Pretty good Trailblazer on launch and got even better with Pure Fiction. Then Bronya, I would say generally more powerful than Himiko or March 7th. But now, this is where people get confused. We have a Trailblazer like Acheron who shoots way up but then drops down over time. And same with Rappa, shoots way up and then drops down. And same thing with Kafka, shot way up and then dropped down over time. Now, these three lines here represent the white woman of the patch. Basically, Homoverse will rig the endgame mode buffs to benefit the current white woman they want to promote. So even though it looks like there's a lot of power creep at times in Honkai Star Rail, really over time everything balances out. However, one exception is Silverwolf. Silverwolf was released, was very powerful, but then just due to the nature of her kit, she has just stayed at a constant level of power. And actually, if we just zoom in here, so zooming in a lot to this line, so this is like magnified times 10, you would actually notice that Silverwolf's power level is ever slightly increasing at a rate, because the more Trailblazers in this video game, the more options he has for teams. This here is why Silverwolf is such a necessity to get on your Honkai Star Rail account.
Okay, it's so loud up here, but I think this will be a good vantage point. Hold on, is that a Silverwolf dakimakura pillow? Oh no, it is, it totally is. Look at these fools below me. Just going about their lives unaware of how powerful Silverwolf is. Alright, the noise has finally died down a bit, so I think I'm gonna head down and thank today's sponsor for this video. AnimeDocuMakuroPello.com is the #1 largest waifu shop since 2010 with over 50,000 plus anime waifus, and it is your favorite shop for anime adult fantasy. And it also has all these features here, such as 100% money back after 30 days, drama-free returns, no drama. I know we all hate drama in our anime mobile gaming community. Well, if you buy a pillow from this website, there will be zero drama at all. And honestly, I can't overstate how large the selection on the website is. Like, you just type in any franchise and you'll find numerous products. Like, let's just do Girls Frontline, for example. And we see there's just numerous Girls Frontline products. Like, we have the beautiful Israeli doll Negev here. What AnimeDocuMakuroPello.com sent me personally was the omnipotent Trailblazer Silverwolf. As you can see, she's very nice, and I'll show you all the other side as well. Such a powerful Trailblazer. Now, besides the printing quality being good, I can also for sure thumbs up the durability of the product. Like, I took Silverwolf outside earlier and she still looks fine, but I also still have a Bronya body pillow from last year that I literally walked in drainage tunnels with, and she is also still looking fine. So overall, great Dakimakura pillows, highly recommend. And if you do end up purchasing anything from yourself from AnimeDocuMakuroPello.com, for sure use my 10% off code ADP-EANGO. Hello everyone, welcome back in game, and I'm just going to show you all the best way to build Silverwolf, her best team compositions, which is basically any team, and then also demonstrate an omnipotent zero cycle with her. So the best way to build Silverwolf is as a DPS unit. You give her as much attack, speed, crit rate, and crit damage as possible. And then for the light cone, I usually use your signature because I run her with multiple carries on a team. So usually 2 carries, sometimes even 3 carries, which you can actually do if you have an E6 Sparkle. Basically, E6 Sparkle allows you to run teams with multiple DPS Trailblazers, which makes winning at this video game very easy. But for my showcase later, I'm going to actually run Silverwolf as a solo hypercarry DPS, so in that case, Acheron's Light Cone is a little bit better than her signature Light Cone. Now, in terms of traces, I get everything. And then for relics, I get the most powerful ones. And for Eidolons, you need to get her at least to E2 for her to become an omnipotent trailblazer. And this isn't that much to ask. You only have to get 3 copies of her. Like on lootbar.gg, a guarantee Silverwolf using my code will cost you 314.97 cents. So if we just do that times 3, so 314.97 times 3, we see that you can actually just guarantee E2 Silverwolf for under $1,000 if you use my lootbar.gg code in the description of this video. So I just feel like this is overall a pretty good deal. But once you get E2, the thing is you're already like really close to E4, which is even more powerful. So you kind of might as well get that at that point. But then once you're on E4, you just might as well get to E6, in my opinion, because this is going to turn her into the most powerful trailblazer in the game. Like when we take into account every E6 in this video game, any knowledgeable theory crafter will admit that Silverwolf is easily the most omnipotent and omniscient trailblazer in this video game, and I think it's time that we showcase that fact. So let's head into the MOC here. Team building I will go over very quickly. It's very simple. First, we always pair both Silverwolf and Sparkle. This forms the omnipotent duo, and honestly, you can't go wrong with the remaining 2 slots. Usually just utilizing the white woman of the patch is a good play, which is the Herda, and actually if we pair Ruan Mei, we get a double Lesbo tempo here. So this is probably the most powerful team of the current patch. Other options that work is we can just put QQ and then any white woman DPS will work. So the Herda is probably the best one since she's the white woman of the patch, but even a Kafka would work or Akron would also work. And then lastly, just doing a general double Lesbo tempo will also work. So anything that can work with Silverwolf's implant against the enemy. So Kafka Himiko would be a good double Lesbo tempo here, for example, because they're weak to fire and lightning. And then the final team is just a hyper carry Silverwolf, and for this we just fill the 2 remaining slots with Harmony supports. And this is probably the most brain dead easy way to display Silverwolf's power, so this is what I'm gonna demonstrate. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, we are now in MOC 12, and I'm just gonna show you all how to put on a clinic at winning at this video game. Alright, we'll hit it up with Robin, and then basically with this team, we just always action forward advance the Silverwolf and have her kill everything. I'm going to first kill the Trotters here, which I don't need to do. This is actually inefficient, but I'm doing this to send a message that Silverwolf will just murder anything that gets in her way. Okay, that's all done. Now, the trick with this team is basically get all 3 Harmony ultimates up, and then Silverwolf's ultimate can pretty much one-shot anything with Bronya's buff. It'll be easier to understand when I play it out. So let's just forward the Silverwolf here. And then we will get every ultimate up here. So we got the Sparkle ult. Now we'll action forward the Silverwolf and then Bronya ult. And then this is important. Instead of using Silverwolf's attack, I Silverwolf ult because Silverwolf is currently buffed by Bronya. I need you all to really take note of how next level this gameplay is. Like, I'm purposely holding my Silverwolf ultimate and using Bronya's skill to buff the ultimate. This is very deliberate, high-level gameplay that, quite frankly, few others would figure out. So do ask in the comments if there are questions on if any of that was confusing, I guess. Alright, anyways, we are on the Svarog wave now, and I'm just gonna kill Svarog right away before he does his, like, capture hand mechanic thing. I'll just ultimate right away since we're so far off from a Bronya ultimate. Let's forward her, and anyways, can you all just take note on how one-sided this zero cycle is? Like, the reason Star Rail is inflating HP pools is actually to counteract how hard Silverwolf hits. but it never matters because Silver Wolf just hits way too hard. It's honestly unfair. Like, Zila doesn't hit us hard, Fei Shuao doesn't hit us hard, Acheron definitely doesn't hit us hard. Like, this is the hardest hitting Trailblazer in the game. She is a true heavy hitter. Yeah, I just have nothing else to say, really. I just get emotional when talking about how powerful Silver Wolf is. Let's see how much damage this does. 930,000, so almost a 1 million damage. So just a huge heavy hitter, and honestly, at this point, I think I'm just gonna finish this off with auto attacks, or oh shit. Can't advance, or oh, we can advance the Robin. So yeah, we'll advance the Robin, then just Robin ultimate, and it'll be pretty easy from there. So we'll Robin ultimate, and I'm just gonna finish this off with Silver Wolf auto attacks because I feel like that's the ultimate form of disrespect that Svarog deserves. So we'll auto attack there, and then final auto attack. Oh my god, she's so fucking powerful. She's so fucking powerful. Anyways, that will be all for this video, and honestly, maybe my last Silver Wolf video ever, as if you cannot comprehend how omnipotent this Trailblazer is by this point, then, well, I don't know what else I can do to convince you.